Boom. Hey, internets. Jamie Clark had a really good question, and she asked me if you need a degree to be an art director. And so I love the opportunity to speak to my fashion school students or art students or college students in general. I love this audience. And so let me start with saying I'm a huge proponent of education. I've said before on the channel I have an identical twin brother, and he's actually a principal, or he's bound to be a principal. He's been in administration and education the last like 6 years about while this is post dating. So he's when you watch this later, he's a principal. So we both love education. I also teach in a high school right now as of this moment while I'm balancing the brand. So it's a little insane, but we love education, and I want to make sure that I tell you I love education, right? So that's going to come in a lot of different forms. I'm actually a huge fan of a lot of the online education format just to get an edge. A lot of times with art, however, and you've heard me say this on the channel before, I'm not a fan of how much it costs. I personally think private art schools are way overcharging for a degree in graphic design or media, almost anything. Like if you look at the numbers relative to actual career, I think they really got to change that. I mean, I'm not going to change the world from this one video here, but that's what I feel in terms of, especially for private schools and private art schools. I think that costs way too much. We gotta bring that down. So to answer your question though, Jamie, no, you do not need a degree to become an art director. Matter of fact, when I share my story in the beginning, when I was 18, I met Alyasha Orkamor, who's a legend in apparel, and he set the path for me. And from then I went to trade shows, and I went to all the top brands that I ever wanted to work for. So there was probably a list of 15 brands, and I was able to meet 10 people from the top 10 brands that I would have loved to work for. So I met someone there, a designer, somebody, and I begged them for an internship. And when that didn't work, I went and I got him on the phone and kept a relationship with these people who are in art leadership. And then I had a slew of like 10 questions, like, where did you go to school? Did you get a degree for this? What is a day like? What's a week like? What are the greatest things about your job? What sucks about your job? It was a list of questions that I had memorized because I just wanted to know what my future job might look like. And I wanted a working reference. So when I was interviewing for jobs, wow, they thought that they're like, are you sure you haven't worked in the industry yet? In any case, for purposes of this video, I just want to tell you that back then, and this was in the late 90s, maybe 3 out of 10 had their degree. That was maybe dealing towards graphic design, maybe at the time, or apparel and merchandising at all. Other people had degrees that had nothing to do with what they were doing as an art director. Now, again, when I have kids, I'm going to tell them that I want them to go to school, you know. Now, in the beginning, I dropped out of school to go straight into apparel, and that's what happened for me. So then I went back to school later, as some of you guys know on the channel. But to become a great art director, a great design director, you need something that you almost can't, not almost, you cannot teach it in the classroom. You got to have a really good killer instinct on branding, on what is hot, and a very strong vision of what you want to do aesthetically for a company, right? That's what brass tacks and leadership want to know. Also, you have to be a leader. And I did another video, I'll put a card to it, about art directing. But yes, the other thing that you can't learn from a classroom and you need to learn from experience is making tough decisions, and hopefully having a track record of making good decisions, right? Or making good changes and making them quickly, or making them timely. So sometimes it's not even a quick decision, it's making them timely. And that all comes through experience. So if you can mentor under someone who's really great, that will save you decades of time in just picking up their thoughts and ideology. So do you need a degree? No, I think the main ingredients of what you need to become a great artistic director or design director or creative director, anyone in leadership with art, is two things. Leadership ability, because it's not about yourself and it's not necessarily just about the look of the product at that point. At that point, you're talking about integrating with other departments. And number two, just a killer instinct for what is hot. Visual, aesthetic, product-wise, you got to be a maven of information for all of that, and you got to be on the edge of what you believe that is so that you can speak intelligently about it. Hope that helps. Anything to add? Any other questions, please drop them down below. Follow me on Instagram and social media when you get a chance. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.